This is a video that shows how to open a file on Sonic Visualizer and navigate the different windows. First, I'm going to open the application Sonic Visualizer. I will double click on it. And when you open the application, it automatically starts a new session for you. If you're in a different session, you can also go to File and click on New Session right here. Now we're going to open a sound file, so I'll go down to Open. And I'll go to my desktop. Here I've put the Selena Gomez song Back to You on the desktop, and so I'll use that. I'll click on Open. And here is an image of this sound file. So on the top is a waveform diagram that shows the actual sound wave of the left and right channels. On the bottom is the navigator window, and that is showing just a waveform of the entire sound file, in this case the entire song. And then this little box right here that's not grayed out shows the actual part that I'm seeing up here in this window right here. I can play by pressing this button right here or by pressing the space bar. I can also pause by pressing the space bar. This button right here brings me back to the start. This brings me to the very end. I'll go back to the start. I'll play again. And you'll see this little line right here is scrolling through the sound file so that we know where we are. If you go over here, you can make it follow the page, or you can have that little line scroll along with you as it's playing like this. Okay, either way is fine. You can fast forward by scrolling right and left like this. Gotta convince myself took you like a shot. And you can scroll right and left while it's playing. You can also press these buttons right here. This, fast forwards. In this case, 5 seconds. This will rewind 5 seconds. Took you like a shot, even though I do. Okay, so that is how you play on Sonic Visualizer. And next, I'm going to explain what panes mean. Actually, before I do that, you notice that there are these little time markers. Those are seconds. I think usually it's good to have those, but if you want to get rid of them, you can go over here and say show no overlays. You can also press 0, and that will get rid of them. 9 is show minimal overlays, and so that's showing the time markers. And then 8 is showing all overlays. That's showing the time markers, and then also this extra information down here. Okay, next I'm going to explain panes, and that's like P-A-N-E, not and layers, not P-A-I-N. Over here, this little part of the window right here is showing the different layers on this file. So there are 3 right now, and I can click on them to see what they are. The first one is this navigator down here at the bottom. This second one is the ruler. And so if I wanted, I could change the color of those little ruler marks. Okay, I'll just stick with black for now. And then the third is this sound file. These 2 blue sound files showing the left and right channels. If I wanted to combine them, I could do that, and that's showing like a combination of the left and right channels. Okay, and let me show you one other layer that you can view that I find useful, and that is the spectrogram. So I'm going to go down to Layer, Add Spectrogram, and you can either do one channel or all channels mixed. That's the channel, again, is like the left and right side. I'm going to do all channels mixed. There we go, and let's go back to the beginning. And let me explain what you're seeing here. I'll play for a second. Took you like a shot, thought that I could chase you with a cold evening. Let a couple years water down how I'm feeling about you. And so on. So here the x-axis is time, going right to left. The y-axis is frequency, that is high to low. So these this low part here indicates just a low sound. The high part here indicates a high sound. And then if you can imagine like a z-axis coming out from the screen, that shows different levels of intensity. So here, the scale here shows how to interpret that. So black means almost no intensity, kind of dark green means very little intensity, and then red means very high intensity. If we go over, it gets more yellow. That means the song gets louder, and and it's getting louder in these different frequency regions. So that is the spectrogram. And if you want to, you can kind of change the color. Like here's ice. That looks kind of pretty. So maybe we'll do that one. And again, this diagram here is showing how you interpret those different intensities. And then one other thing to remember about this is that these layers here are kind of like, you can imagine them on top of each other. So right now we're looking at the bottom layer. If I go back one, this is showing me this spectrogram layer and the sound form at the same time. And if I go back, it's showing me the spectrogram layer and the sound form and the ruler. And then here this is showing everything. If you want to get rid of a layer, like for example, this sound wave is looking kind of messy and getting in my way, you can go to layer and say delete layer, or you can press Command D, like that. And that's a little easier to navigate. Here, that ruler is kind of hard to see now against that background, so let's try making it white. There we go, nice and pretty. Okay, and then one other thing you can do, if you want to kind of zoom in on a particular section, like say I'm trying to find the exact start of where Selena Gomez starts singing. Okay, so what you can do is go to View and zoom in or out. You can also do that by pressing the up and down arrow. Okay, I'm going to scroll here. It looks like that's her breath. And so on. Okay, so I can zoom way in if I want to. I can zoom way out. All right. And on this layer, there are other, you can also adjust these settings, but they're not things that you have to worry about right now. In the next video, I'll show you how to add time instance to your Sonic Visualizer files, and that'll be an important part of your assignments. So have fun playing around with this. Take care.